In this video, we'll be taking a look at 2 NFL games happening on December 18, 2022, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games. So 2 picks for each game, 4 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 2 NFL games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive betting picks to take your sports betting journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer anywhere from 1 betting pick a day up to 10 betting picks a day and much more. Now let's get started. Tennessee Titans versus Los Angeles Chargers. The Tennessee Titans head to SoFi Stadium, where they will clash with host Los Angeles Chargers Sunday afternoon. Tennessee is coming off their 3rd straight loss. It was the physical Titans' defense that seemed outmatched, as they generated no sacks or turnovers, and the Jaguars totaled 428 yards on the day. The Chargers' defense stymied the vaunted Dolphins' offense and didn't allow Miami a single trip into the red zone. Justin Herbert tossed 51 times for 367 yards. Herbert has thrown for at least 50 pass attempts 3 times this season. The Tennessee Titans have won 4 of their last 6 road games. Ryan Tannehill is completing 65% of his passes for 2,371 yards, 13 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions. Robert Woods and Nick Westbrook-Ikhine have combined for 776 receiving yards and 4 touchdowns, while Treylon Burks has 25 receptions. The Tennessee Titans' ground game is averaging 121.2 yards per contest, and Derrick Henry leads the way with 1,199 yards and 11 touchdowns. Defensively, Tennessee is allowing 21 points and 365 yards per game. David Long Jr. leads the Tennessee Titans with 86 tackles. Denico Autry has 7 sacks, and Amani Hooker has 1 interception. The Los Angeles Chargers have split their last 6 home games. Justin Herbert is completing 67.6% of his passes for 3,706 yards, 21 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions. Joshua Palmer and Mike Williams have combined for 1,291 receiving yards and 7 touchdowns, while Austin Eckler has 93 receptions. The Los Angeles Chargers' ground game is averaging 84.5 yards per contest, and Eckler leads the way with 634 yards and 8 touchdowns. Defensively, Los Angeles is allowing 25 points and 359.9 yards per game. Drew Tranquill leads the Los Angeles Chargers with 108 tackles. Khalil Mack has 7 sacks, and Bryce Callahan has 3 interceptions. The Titans are 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 road games and 8-3 against the spread in their last 11 games overall. The under is 7-3 in Titans' last 10 games overall. The over is 15-7 in Titans' last 22 road games. The over is 7-3 in Chargers' last 10 home games. The Titans are 1-6 against the spread in their last 7 meetings in Los Angeles, and 8-2 against the spread in their last 11 meetings. The favorite is 6-2 against the spread in their last 10 meetings. The home team is 3-1-2 against the spread in their last 6 meetings. This feels like a classic letdown spot for the Los Angeles Chargers after a big Sunday night win and getting themselves back in the playoff race. The Chargers are one of those teams that lets you down the second you start to believe. With that said, the Tennessee Titans aren't exactly lighting the world on fire with 3 straight losses, an offense that can't finish drives, and they just lost at home to the Jaguars. The Titans are also 31st in pass defense, which is terrible when going up against Herbert and company. So the Los Angeles Chargers to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The Titans score 18.5 points per game at home and 18 points per game on the road. In their last 3 games against the Chargers, they averaged 26 points per game. They have the league's 14th best running game, and they're up against a defense that ranks 28th against the run and allows 26 points per game at home, so expect the Titans to outperform their average in this game. The Chargers averaged 23 points per game on the road and 21 points per game at home. In their last 3 games against the Titans, they averaged 28 points per game. They have the league's 3rd best passing game against the league's 31st best pass defense. Even though the Titans allow 22.4 points per game on the road, the Chargers will score enough to push the score past the total. In 2 of their last 3 meetings, the Chargers and Titans went past the total. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. New York Giants versus Washington Commanders. The Washington Commanders play host to the New York Giants on Sunday night in a crucial NFC North showdown from FedEx Field. These two met just a few weeks ago, playing it out to a tie after a contest full of drama. The Giants only have one win in their last 6 games, which is cause for concern in itself. For Washington, they've only dropped one of their last 8 games, which shows how these two teams are going in opposite directions. This has been one of the best rivalries in football over the last few years, and there's no doubt that fans will want to tune in for the rematch. The New York Giants will be looking to rebound after ending up on the wrong end of a 48-22 rout at the hands of the Dallas Cowboys last time out. Daniel Jones has thrown for 2,534 yards, 12 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions on 66% passing, while Saquon Barkley has a team-high 1,083 rushing yards and 8 touchdowns. Darius Slayton leads New York's receiving group with 608 receiving yards, while Richie James has 361 receiving yards, and another 7 Giants have 100-plus receiving yards as well on the year. On defense, Julian Love has a team-high 107 total tackles, including 70 solo tackles, while Dexter Lawrence has a team-high 6 sacks this season. The Washington Commanders will be out to finish the job after their 20-20 tie with these same Giants in their last game prior to their bye week last week. Taylor Heinicke tossed for 1,444 yards, 9 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions on 61.8% passing. Brian Robinson leads Washington with 563 rushing yards, while Antonio Gibson's rushed for 515 yards and 3 scores. Terry McLaurin has a team-high 945 receiving yards with 3 scores, and Curtis Samuel has 54 grabs for 556 yards and 3 touchdowns as well. On defense, Jamin Davis leads Washington with 78 total tackles, including 51 solo tackles, while Washington's defense has combined for 34 sacks on the year. We've got an NFC East game with massive stakes for Sunday Night Football here as the New York Giants travel to take on the Washington Commanders. Both teams are 7-5-1 and need this one like blood to keep pace in the NFC playoff race. The Giants have stumbled a bit recently as they've picked up 3 losses and 1 tie in their past 4 games. Everybody has long since written off their hot start as a complete fluke, but I'm taking the points with the underdog G-men here. For starters, these teams just played each other a couple weeks ago, and they couldn't have looked much more even while playing to a 20-20 tie. New York's 3 losses in that span came against the Lions, Cowboys, and Eagles, who are the 3 hottest teams in the NFC right now. The criticism of the Giants and Daniel Jones has gotten a bit out of control, and now is the time to buy low. I like Taylor Heinicke as much as the next guy, but he's been starting to regress lately. In Washington's last game before their bye, he took 5 sacks against the same Giants pass rush. The week before that, he threw for only 138 yards against an abysmal Falcons defense. Their big upset over the Eagles on Monday Night Football about 5 weeks back was great, but outside of that, Washington hasn't beaten anybody notable. Everybody has been so quick to declare the Giants frauds that nobody has stopped to ask whether Washington is actually any good. I think the answer is no, and 4.5 points is way too big of a spread for 2 teams that aren't far apart at all. Give me the G-men plus the points. So the New York Giants to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. When these teams played just 2 weeks ago, there were 40 points scored, and neither offense played particularly well. We only need 1 more point than in that one, and that was a game where each quarterback was sacked at least 4 times and each averaged less than 7 yards per pass attempt. Washington managed to bottle up Saquon Barkley as he only tallied 63 yards on 18 carries, and despite all that, they pretty much equaled this total. Terry McLaurin had 105 yards and a touchdown 2 weeks ago, and he's historically torched this Giants team. New York is banged up on defense, and it's still unclear whether or not Washington is going to get Chase Young back for this one. Heinicke struggled with the blitzes Wink Martindale sent at him last matchup, and I don't see why that would change in just 2 weeks. The Giants' only real offense in the first meeting was Daniel Jones' legs, and Washington should be more prepared to take his rushing out of the game here. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.